Sitting up nice and tall, please close your eyes. Bring your hands together at your heart. With your eyes closed, slowly exhale your breath all the way out. Soften your shoulders. Slow breath in through your nostrils. Slowly, really taking your time to fill up. Out through the mouth, slowly exhale. Slowly releasing, slowly out. Don't rush to fill that space. Slow inhale. Soften the shoulders, relax the toes, sip in a little bit more. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Bring your hands to your heart, side out, let it go. So now we're looking to capture that sound. Let's do one more. Inhale, stick the arms up over your head, big breath in. Bring your hands to your heart, side out, exhale. That sigh, that audible part of the breath, we'll look to capture as we create our Ujjayi breath. Utilize the energy and the heat of that breath to focus our intention, focus our awareness, sharpen our intention, and all in all, make our practice stronger, right? More precise is the word that's coming to my mind. So as you exhale your breath out, seal your lips, exhale through your nostrils now. Tone the muscles at the back of the throat. As you breathe in through your nostrils, pull the breath down across the back of your throat. Your vocal cords will vibrate. You're going to feel that vibration moving through the body. The energy of that vibration moving through you as heat, as sound, as power. And as you exhale, same thing. Pull the breath back out across the back of the throat, breathing out through the nostrils, moving that sound and energy now into the space around you. Slow breath in, breath pulls across the back of the throat. Slow breath out, sound with the exhale. The sound of a loud whisper or a low growl coming from the back of the throat. Let's do one more together. In through your nose. You should hear it, you should feel it. Out through the nose. It's almost as though you were sighing your breath out, but with your lips sealed. So go ahead and take a few more rounds of that breath on your own, in and out through your nostrils, sound with each breath, as we set the intention for our practice. Right? In tantric philosophy, it breaks down a number of ways to experience the universe. And one of the ways that I like, that I think resonates well or connects well to our practice, are the 5 steps of creation. First step is creation. Create something, hopefully intentionally, so we'll work on today. The second step is maintenance, or sustainment. We create something and we maintain it, we sustain it, we hold it, appreciate it, hopefully have gratitude for it. The third step is dissolution, where, as all things must do, it dissolves, it fades, it takes new form, new shape, kind of resetting the cycle. But there are 2 more steps that I think are really nice as well. The fourth step is forgetfulness, or forgetting, where our focus and awareness gets shifted to something else, so we forget. But it's not as though we never knew, right? Sort of like muscle memory, where we think our body has once known something, so we'll know it again. I think the same thing applies here, because the last step is remembrance. When the time comes, we can draw upon our experience and our knowledge to create again, but from a more heightened place, because we remember. We're using our remembrance, hopefully, to help reset the cycle back to creation. And so in our practice today, working through some of these poses, some of these actions with these 5 steps in mind. And we'll start to see they connect to a lot of our endeavors. Practice as a whole, the minute actions within the pose as we create alignment, and then maybe even beyond this space, how we interact with the world around us. Exhale your breath all the way out, please. Inhale for Om. Very nice, my friends. Please blink your eyes open and make your way forward onto your hands and knees. Let's do this. All right, please spread your fingers wide on the mat. Hands under shoulders and knees under hips. You're gonna shift your weight forward, moving your shoulders just past your fingertips, leaning forward into your hands. Then shifting your weight back, moving your hips back towards your heels, pressing through your hands. Let's do that a few times. Rocking forward, shoulders past the fingers. Rocking back, hips towards your heels. Rocking forward, shoulders past the fingers. Rocking back, hips towards your heel. Let's do that for 3, forward, back, rocking forward 2, and back, and then rocking forward 1. Let's rock it back to child's pose. Sit back all the way hips to heels. Extend your arms out in front of you. Stretch out through your fingertips, please. I'd like you to push actively into the ground with your hands or fingertips. If you lift up onto your fingertips, it might give you more of a stretch in your arms. Sending your hips back towards your heels and sliding your torso down alongside the insides of your thighs. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. We're going to start to connect our breath to movement now. Using that same Ujjayi breath, moving the breath across the back of the throat with sound to help create movement. Let's come back up onto our hands and knees, please. Inhale, lift your chest up, cow pose. Press down into your hands, look up towards the sky. Exhale, round into your back, cat pose. Push the ground away from you, bring your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under. Our inhales will give us extension support. Cow pose, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhales, giving us flexion support. Round your spine, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes. Inhale back to cow pose, please. Exhale and cat pose. Press the ground away. Tuck your toes, sit back onto your heels, walk your hands in, and take your arms up to the sky. So with your toes tucked, you're sitting back onto the heels, and your arms are reaching up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers wide, then close your hands tight into a fist. Make sure your arm is fully extended, especially at the elbow. Then flick the fingers open and close. Ready? Open, close, open, close. Go a little bit faster if you can for 10. Waking up the hands, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake out your hands. And let's come back to our breath. Bring your hands back down to the ground, please. Point your fingers now back towards your thighs. Fingers point back towards your thighs. If this is too intense to do 2 hands at the same time like this, just do 1 at a time. That's fine. You can rock forward, cat pose your spine, exhale, lean into it. Sound with the breath. Inhale, shift back, cow pose your spine. Press through your hands, lift through your chest, turn your nose to the sky. Exhale, cat pose your spine. Push down, round into the back. Bring your chin to your chest as you exhale your breath out. Inhale, cow pose your spine. Drop your belly, lift your heart to the sky. Rock back. Take a few more exhale. And inhale. Exhale. inhale. Some good crack-a-lack in there. So go ahead and sit all the way back now onto the tops of the feet. So this time the toes will be untucked. You're sitting on the tops of your feet with your toes untucked. You're gonna walk your hands back behind you, lean back into your hands, and start by lifting your knees up. You can lift one knee at a time or both knees at the same time. Lifting the knees up, one knee at a time or both knees at the same time. Pressing down into the tops of the feet gently, stretching the top of the ankle, the front of the shin, maybe rocking a little bit, pulsing the knees up and down. We'll do this for 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees back down to the ground and make your way back into your tabletop pose one more time. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, please. Reach your left arm out to your left. Stretch out through your fingertips. Thread your left arm underneath you. Come down to lower onto your left shoulder, please. Drop the left side of your head down to the ground. Reach out through your left fingertips. Press through your right hand and twist. For me, it almost feels like I'm about to roll over onto my back, but my knees and hips are keeping me grounded, anchored in place. In through your nose. Draw your belly in, out through your nose, twist. In through your nose. Out through your nose. Place the right hand back down under the right shoulder and sweep your left arm all the way up to the sky. Reach your left arm up and step your left foot back behind you, coming into a supported side plank pose. Your right hand is down, your left arm is reaching over your head. Get long through your left side body, please. Inhale, lift your left leg up, a little bit of a balance here. Then exhale, sweep your left leg wide to the left, step your left foot all the way to the top of the mat. Go ahead and place both hands down inside your left ankle. Both hands down inside the left ankle. Rock forward, press to your feet, lift to your chest, lunge. Inhale as you pull your heart forward, get long to the side body, pull your chest forward. Exhale as you straighten your left leg and flex your toes. Flex your thigh muscle, flex your toes, pull your left hip back, and then slide your fingertips forward even more. Get long through the side body. That's it, my friends. All right, this time as you rock forward, take your arms to the sky and lunge. Both arms reach up. Grab a hold of your right wrist, please. Side bend over to your left side, pushing down into your feet, lunging deeper as you reach over to your left. All right, make sure you're not letting your torso fall forward, but keeping the lift through the pelvic floor, keeping the lift to the side body, then stretching it. Come back up to center, please. Side bend over to your right side. Grab your left wrist, gently pull to your right. Some of you will even bring your right hand down to the ground here. You get even deeper, but make sure, again, you're not letting your torso fall forward. Keep leaning back. Extend to the side body. Inhale, take both arms back up to the sky. Reach up. And exhale, cactus your arms. Interlace your hands behind your back. Stretch your knuckles down towards the ground inside of your right thigh. Press to your feet. Lift to your chest. So good, my friends. Slowly lean forward. Release your hands down to the ground. Tuck your back toes. Pick up your back knee and straighten both of your legs. Both legs extend. Back knee lifted. Inner right thigh spins back. Outer left hip wraps underneath you a little bit more. Press into your feet and fold, nose to knee. Good, my friends. So now it's going to get more fun. Press down through your hands. Sweep your left leg back behind you, three-legged down dog. Left leg reaches up and back. Press through your hands. Extend through your left leg. Stack your left hip over your right hip. Exhale, then just keep going. You can stay right here or let your left toes come to tap the ground behind you. Then lower your butt all the way down to the ground. Right away, as soon as the butt taps, lift it right back up. Reach your left fingertips over your head, lift your chest to the sky. And once again, lower your butt to tap the ground. Sort of like a wild thing, but we're gonna pulse it up and down. And again, press to your right hand, lift your hips up, lower your hips down. One more time, press to your right hand, lift your hips up, hold it here. Place your left hand down on the ground again, back into your plank pose, and bring your left knee into your chest. Extend your left leg over to the right side of your mat and beyond, and open your right arm up to the sky now. Okay, please listen carefully. You're going to bend your left knee like a lunge, pressing your hips forward towards your left heel. Left knee bends like a lunge, pressing your hips forward towards your left heel. Then you're going to straighten your left leg and bend your right knee, reaching your right arm back towards your right knee. Okay, straighten your right leg, reach your right arm forward, bend your left knee, pressing your hips towards your left heel. And then straighten your left leg, bend your right knee, reach back towards your right foot. One more time, right arm reaches forward, bend your left knee, lean back. Straighten your left leg, reach back, bend your right knee. Good, walk the hands to the top of the mat, step your left foot back to plank pose, lower down Chaturanga. Cobra pose, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. That's fun, right? Lift up to your tiptoes, please. And lower your knees down to the ground. Reach your right arm over to the right. Thread the right arm underneath you and drop down onto the back of your right shoulder. Reach out through your right hand, press down through your left hand. These twists help to create a lot of spinal mobility for us, where we start to feel more free in the way our spine moves. Reach through your right hand, press through your left hand. Draw the navel in a little bit and twist. Press down. Try to keep your hips over your knees. For me, that means I have to shift my hips a little bit to the right most of the time. Then I can twist it out and breathe. Slowly start to unwind, push down into your left hand. Coming back into our supported side plank pose. Left hand is down, right arm is lifted. Okay, reach your right arm up to the sky, then reach your right arm over your head. Lift your right leg up, breathe in. Sweep your right leg wide to the right and softly step your right foot to the top of the mat. Right foot lands at the top of the mat. Right hand comes down inside the right ankle. We're set up for a lunge. Right foot forward, left leg back. Take a deep breath in. Press to your feet, pull forward into your chest. Straighten your right leg. Exhale, flex your toes, pull back into your hips. Go ahead and slide your arms out even further as you fold in. Straight right leg, right hip pulls back, arms reaching forward as you fold in. Beautiful, everyone. This time as you rock forward to lunge, take your arms up to the sky. Kneeling lunge, Anjaneyasana, reach the arms up. Grab a hold of your left wrist, side bend over to the right side, pressing down into your feet to lunge deeper. Good. Barbara, bring your right knee forward even more. Right knee over your ankle, lunge more. And then Matthew, take your right knee a little bit wider to the right. Right knee to the right, Matthew. You can keep the foot where it is. Just move the knee over the ankle more. Yeah, that's it. Now slowly come back up. Side bend over to your left side, please. And you can grab the right wrist and pull deep in your lunge. Right knee sits over the right ankle. Or you can take your left hand down without falling forward. If anything, lean back a little bit as you lunge. Nice. Take both arms up to the sky. Really good, everyone. Cactus your arms here. And now interlace your hands behind your back. Stretch your knuckles down. Make sure your right knee isn't falling in towards the midline, but staying right over the ankle as you lunge in. Press through your feet, lift through your chest, good deep. Lean forward, place the hands down, tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee, and straighten your legs, please. Both legs extended, back knee lifted. Inner left thigh spins back, outer right hip wraps under. Extend through your legs, fold in. Push down through your hands and sweep your right leg up to the sky. Stack your right hip over your left hip. You can stay right here and just hold this lovely stretch, keep your side body long and pull your right thigh up and back, or turn it into a wild thing. Right foot's gonna come to the ground behind you. Your left heel will spin down. As soon as your right foot touches, you'll sit down onto your bum. Lightly tap your bum to the ground. Then lift your hips up. Reach your right arm forward. Press through your feet, lift your hips. Again, lower your hips to the ground. It's not a full wild thing, but definitely getting ourselves ready for it. Push through your left hand, lift through your hips. One more time, tap the ground. And lift your hips up. Reach your right arm forward. Come back around to plank pose. Right hand down, right knee into your chest. Then kick your right leg over to your left and place it down on the ground. Take your left arm up to the sky, spin your left heel down. So again, you're sort of in this kind of side plank position. Left arm lifted, back heel down. Stay here or bend your right knee, please. Push your hips towards your right heel. It's like a weird lunge over to your right side. Lean back a little bit. Then straighten your right leg and bend your left knee. Keep your hips up and press back. Reach back. Reach forward. Bend your right knee. Lean back. Reach back. Bend your left knee. Sit low. One more time. Reach forward. Keep your hips up. Bend your right knee. Lean back. Nice, Barbara. Straighten your right leg. Shift back. Bend your left knee. Reach back. Come forward to plank pose. Both hands down. Step your right foot back. Really good job, everybody. Lower down, Chaturanga. Cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Nice job, my friends. Inhale, lift up high to your tiptoes, please. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat, forward fold. From a forward fold, bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Take your time, hug your shins in, spin your thighs back, stretch your heart forward and extend. Exhale, forward fold, drop your nose to your knees. Push down into your feet, reach your arms to the sky. Inhale, stretch up. Bring your hands together at your heart, please. Exhale. Let's keep it going. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Stretch back a little bit. Exhale, cactus your arms. Slide the shoulder blades down your back as you lift up into your chest. Chair pose. Inhale, reach up to your fingertips, bend your knees and get low. Exhale, forward fold. Nose to knees, please. Fold in. Lift your hips, fold deep. Hands to shins, lift up halfway. Shins hug in, inner thighs spiral back, stretching the bottom of your heart forward. You can step back to plank pose or hop back to Chaturanga. If you're hopping back, make sure you land with your elbows bent. Some of you will practice hopping up almost into a handstand before going back, and that's great too. Moving through your vinyasa, we'll meet in downward dog, please. Working on capturing that little bit of float time if it's part of your practice, but either way, engaging your core to create more stable movement. Let's work on engaging the core just for a moment. Rock forward, plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Even though we're gonna work on back bending a little bit, let's just move from our core. Plank pose, hips up, arms extended. Start to walk your hands forward a little bit more, bringing your fingertips all the way to the edge of the mat in front of you. Walk your feet back a little bit more. Nice long plank pose, finding our hollow body position. Draw your navel in, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes, press through your hands, press through your feet. Really good, everyone. Make sure your hips aren't spiking up, but your tailbone is tucked instead. Breathe. 3 more breaths. Starting to feel good, right? Hold it and breathe. Looking good, Barbara. Nice, Alex. Good, Joel. Then walk your feet forward. Come all the way forward, forward fold. So just a little bit of engagement in the core, right? Wasn't too intense, hopefully, but a reminder of where those abdominal muscles are, those mid-body muscles, and how we can engage them. Inhale, lift up halfway. Now our trick will be to engage them as we move. Exhale, forward fold. And it's one thing to be able to do a bunch of crunches and work our abs, but how then do we utilize that strength? Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Reach up, hands to your heart, exhale. One way we can do that is to move. We can create that action with more intention. Tone your thighs. Spiral your inner thighs back. Squeeze your glutes. We're starting to activate our core. Our core has legs. So we're trying to get the stability of the trunk, the strength of this trunk to be stable, which is why we engage the legs. Tone your thighs, spiral your inner thighs back. Now squeeze your glutes. Draw your navel up and back, core engaged. Visualize for me, please, something really solid, an anchor or a piece of concrete just behind your navel, and anchor your strength into that solid piece of something. Continue to hold on to that. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Push down into your feet as you stretch up. Cactus the arms, exhale. You still got the legs and glutes active. You still have the core engaged. Chair pose, inhale. Right? Draw the belly up and back. Legs remain active. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Plant the hands to step or hop back. Chaturanga will meet in down dog. If you're hopping back, lean forward, hips up. Chaturanga. Cobra pose, inhale. Upward dog, maybe lift your chest. Downward dog, exhale. Utilizing that same core strength as we hop forward this time. Lift up to your toes, please. Bend your knees, look forward towards your thumbs. Push into your hands, hug your forearms in. If you can, hopping upward, nice, Alex, to come forward, forward fold, hips over your shoulders. Nice, Vittorio. Otherwise, just step forward and enjoy a nice forward fold. Inhale and exhale. Lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold and rise up to standing. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's do one more of those. Tone your thighs, spiral thighs back, engage the glutes. Draw the belly up and back, core engaged. Find that anchor point within you. Hold on to it. Create the anchor point. Maintain it. Don't let it dissolve just yet. Remember what it feels like to create it and keep it going. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Practice the arms. Exhale. Chair pose. Inhale, stretch the arms up, sit back. Exhale, forward fold, please, nose to knees. Lift up, halfway, lengthen. Your choice to step to plank and move through your vinyasa. Hop to chaturanga, or hop up, float back, and move through your vinyasa. So if you're hopping up, lean forward, hips travel over the shoulders, strong arms, hips forward, strong arms, hips forward. Then you'll lean forward even more. Bend the elbows back to a chaturanga. Nice, man. Good, Alex. Alex, so good. Downward facing dog when you're ready. One last little jump forward here. You don't have to jump at all. I see a lot of us working on it, which is really fun and really cool. But if you prefer to just step forward, I love it. Make sure you honor your practice. Inhale, lift up to your toes. Find that solid anchor point. Bend your knees and exhale. Light as a feather, step or hop forward. Beautiful. Remember, strong arms. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Grab the backs of your legs. Give yourself a little squeeze. Bring your nose to your knees. Hold for a full breath. Bend your knees. Inhale, rise up to standing. Reach your arms to the sky. Hands to your heart, exhale. Nice job, everyone. So we're feeling warmed up. We're going to start moving back into our spinal mobility. Inhale, sweep the arms up, stretch back through your fingertips, please. Cactus the arms, exhale. Lift your chest, curl back, press into your feet, lift through the front of the hips. Chair pose, inhale, reach the arms up, sit back into your hips. And then as you exhale, forward fold, sweep the arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back, please. Palms are going to squeeze together as you extend from your heart out through your knuckles, stretching through the shoulders. Tone your thighs, just like we did when we were standing. Spin your inner thighs back. to broaden your hips. And find that space, anchor point, something to hold on to as you expand. Press down into your feet, stretch out through your side body, reach out through your knuckles. Each of these actions we create, not like simply waiting for us, being gifted to us, we are creating them. And it's with our own knowledge that we sustain them, that we continue to maintain it. Not just the shape itself, but the actions that create the shape. And like all things, they must end, they dissolve. So slowly release your hands to your low back. We dissolve with intention, not just collapsing out of the pose or letting the muscles fly. Hands first to your low back, then slide the hands slowly down to the ground. Notice how much care is given even into that dissolve. We're creating the next step. So you see the cycle is connected, it's interwoven. Inhale, lift up halfway, stretch your heart forward, please. Step your right foot way back behind you and drop your right knee to the ground. Reach your left arm forward, circle it up, and reach it back to grab your right foot, please. Left hand to grab the right foot. Great. Start to roll your left shoulder back, twisting, rolling your left rib cage back. Then squeeze your heel into your bum, pulling your right heel to your right butt. Make sure your right side body isn't collapsing. So lift your right hip a little bit more, pulling your butt towards your heel. Lift the right side body up, lift your right rib cage. Now lean back again, roll right shoulder and left shoulder back. Kick your right foot into your hand by pressing through your feet without dropping into the right hip, keeping the right hip lifted. It's like your right inner thigh is kind of spinning back. Squeeze your heel to your bum. Let's do it 2 more times. Press and lean back. Kick your foot into your hand. Look over your left shoulder maybe. 1 more time. Squeeze your heel to your bum. Pull your heart forward. Kick your foot into your hand. Press through your feet. Release your back foot. Place your left hand down in front of you. Okay, a little tricky here. You're going to lift up your right leg, kind of like a standing split. Both hands on the ground. Start to walk your hands forward out in front of you, then over towards your left. Over towards your left. Great. From here, you can stay here, lifting your right leg up and extending it back. Walk your right fingertips even further forward. Lifting your right leg up even more, extending it back. Can you walk just your right hand even more forward? Get long through your right side body. Some of us will bend the right knee and squeeze the heel to the butt, and then lift the right thigh and hit back even more, maybe even looking under your right armpit. It's a pretty interesting little stretch here. Pull your right thigh back, reach to your right fingertips. Just 1 more breath. You got this, friends. Big step back with your right foot now. Warrior 2, please. Right foot steps back. Right arm reaches back. Left arm reaches forward. Pause. Breathe. In through your nose, out through your nose. Check in with your alignment. 4 corners of your feet are firmly rooted in the mat. Feet are flat on the ground. Left toes are pointing all the way forward. Right toes are turned in slightly. Your inner right thigh is spinning back and the back of your right thigh is lifting, helping you to press more firmly into the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Then your outer left hip is wrapping underneath you, helping you lift the front of the left hip away from the front of the left thigh. Press down from your hips, drive the feet down into the mat, push into your feet to deepen your lunge. From your hips, lift up your side body, stretch out through your fingertips. Straighten your left leg, reach your left arm up and back, side stretch through your left side. Reach back through your left fingertips, press down into your feet, please. We're going to take triangle pose. Reach your left hand forward out in front of you. Reach your right arm back and then tilt forward as far as you can. Bring your left hand to your left shin. Take your right arm up to the sky. Right, same action to the legs. Make sure you have 4 corners of your feet solidly rooted into the ground. Right, now tone your thighs and spin your inner right thigh back. Lift the back of the right thigh so that you're creating a stronger foundation through the right foot. Don't lose that as your outer left hip wraps back and underneath you more, helping you create space from the left hip to the left thigh, kind of lifting the left hip off the thigh. Stretch the side body out, stretch the legs out, stretch out through your fingertips, lean back. One more breath here. So good, my friends. I know this is a fun pose, right? We're gonna circle the right hand back down to the ground, rebend into your left knee, turn to your right side, all the way to a wide-legged forward fold. Big toes turn in and inner thighs spin back. Grab your feet or ankles, pull yourself in nice and deep. Inner thighs spiral back, side body extends, crown of the head stretches towards the ground. Breathe here. In through your nose, press down into your feet. Out through your nose, stretch through the crown of your head. In through your nose, press down into your feet. Out through your nose, press down into the crown of your head. Lift up halfway, come up to your fingertips, please. Then turn your heels in and your toes out. Bring your hands together at your heart. Come up into a goddess squat. Heels in, toes out, knees wide. Chest is lifted, shoulders over your hips. Good, D. Sit up even taller. Lift your chest. Yeah, almost even higher than that in your chest. Shoulders back. Pull your knees away from your elbows. Sit a little bit deeper into your lunge, but sit your chest up nice and tall. One more breath here. Reach your arms up and drop your hips lower, but lift your chest higher if you can. Spin your right knee forward and down. So now you're going to come into a kneeling lunge facing the top of the mat. The right knee spins down. The arms continue to reach up and stretch back behind you. Reach back to your fingertips. Press down into your feet. Bring your palms together if they're not already, and bring your thumbs to the back of your neck. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Now pull your elbows back behind you even more. Press into your feet, pull your elbows back. Reach back through your fingertips, lift up into your chest. Inhale. Straight arms and exhale. Place the hands down. Pick up your back knee. We're rolling to the right side, side plank pose. Right hand down, left arm to the sky. You can keep your right knee down if it helps you feel more supported and stable here. Or you can turn this into a nice wild thing. Stepping your left foot back. We practiced this already. Press through your right hand, reach through your left hand. You might start to find more turnover through all the twisting we've been doing. Roll your left rib cage back. Roll your left shoulder back. Extend out through your left fingertips. Keep pushing through the right leg and right arm. One more breath here. Beautiful. Nice, my friends. Monica, so good. Come back around plank pose. Lower down, Chaturanga. Cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. And that's sort of our peak pose today, that wild thing, making it more of a nice open back bend, a nice expression of our spine's mobility. We are in charge of creating our experience here. We create how deeply we want to go. We create how much we're holding back, how much we're still exploring. There's no right or wrong in any of these choices. Just remember, you are creating your path. Please practice responsibly. Honor what feels right for you. Please lift your right leg high to the sky. Nope, lower your right foot down. Sorry, lift up to your tiptoes. Bend your knees, look forward. And we do this for a reason. You're going to take 3 hops to get to the top of the mat. It can be 3 small bunny hops, 3 big jumps, or if you want, just 1 big step forward. Hopefully 3 hops to the top of the mat. Go for it now. Create your own practice. Practice responsibly with intention. After your 3rd hop, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your butt to your heels, come onto your toes, come into a little squat. Lift your chest up. You can always have your hands on the ground for this. I'm going to do it without my hands. It's a lot of balancing. So again, practice responsibly, do what feels good for you. Create the experience that you want. You want it to be harder? No hands. You want to feel more supported? Please use your hands. Lean back in your torso, lower your knees gently to the ground. Knees lightly tap the ground, and then pick your knees back up. Lean forward, lower your heels to the ground. Lift your heels up. And again, lean back, lower your knees down. Lift your knees up. Rock forward, lower your heels down. And lift your heels up. Have fun with it. Lower your knees down. Lift them up. Lower your heels down. Lift them up. Last time, lower your knees down. Pause. Sweep the arms back. Grab a hold of your heels. Then press your hips forward, camel pose. Camel pose. Squeeze your thighs together and spin your inner thighs back. You spin your inner thighs back to bring your hips forward more. Push down into your knees, lift up into your chest. Breathe. Take 2 more breaths here. Slowly lower your hips back to your heels. Very nice, everyone. Then lift your knees back up. Lower your heels back down. Stand all the way up. Take your arms to the sky. Reach up, stretch back a little bit. Cactus your arms. Interlace your fingers, opposite clasp behind your back. Palms squeeze together, lift into your chest. Exhale, fold in. Stretch through your knuckles, press through your feet. Breathe. Slow down your breath. Refocus the intention in your breath, creating sound with each breath. Ujjayi breath. Create the breath, sustain it and maintain it. Even when it dissolves, just remember how it feels to breathe and come back to it. It's okay if it dissolves. All things do. Even if you forget to breathe with that Ujjayi breath sensation, you can still come back to it. Remember and utilize that knowledge to create. Bring your hands to your low back, please. Let's take the hands down to the ground. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step your left foot way back behind you. Nice long lunge. Drop your left knee down to the ground, please, and reach your right arm up and back to grab your left foot. Very good, everybody. Left hand down, left shoulder back. Make sure your left shoulder is rolling back. That's your bottom shoulder. Left shoulder is rolling back. Keep the left side of your body from collapsing, so your left hip is lifted. For me, it feels like I'm pulling my left side of my butt towards my heel. That's keeping my left side body from collapsing. Now squeeze in, right, left heel to the bum. Press your bum to your heel. Good, roll your right shoulder back. That's your top shoulder. And now kick back. Feet press down. Right foot kicks back, heart pulls forward. Still not collapsing into the left side of the body. Good. Grab the other side of your foot, the pinky toe side, if you're not already. I can't quite tell. Squeeze your heel to your bum. There you go. That's going to help your shoulder more. Kick your foot into your hand. Kick back, lean back. One more time. Squeeze your heel towards your bum. Good. Aaron C., hug your right leg in more towards you. Kick your foot into your hand. There you go. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Release your back foot, please. Place your right hand down in front of your right foot. Now this tricky little move here. Lift your left leg up like a standing split and walk your hands forward. Okay, press back. Bring your weight into your right foot. You're going to start to lift your left leg up and pull it towards your right a little bit. Your left leg reaches up and back, pulling towards your right. Now walk your left fingertips forward even more and get nice and long through your left side body. Reach out through your left fingertips, reach back through your left toes. If you want to bend your left knee and stack your left hip over your right hip, maybe even drop your gaze and look underneath your left armpit. I realize there's many levels of experience in our class. Take what feels right for you. Maybe if you're finding your balance still as a new beginner, you can keep both hands down, keep the hips less stacked. For my more advanced yogis, stacking the hips and looking underneath your left armpit. One more breath wherever you are. Get long through your left side body and breathe. Step your left foot way back. Rise up, warrior two, please. Nice job. It's a tricky one. But the goal there is to stretch the side body. We're trying to work more spinal mobility, which sometimes means creating different shapes and moving through different planes that we're used to moving into. Tone your thighs, make sure your legs feel strong. Press through all four corners of your feet and squeeze your heels together. Spin your inner left thigh back. Lift the back of your left thigh so that you can feel the pinky toe edge of your left foot very solidly rooted. You are creating a strong foundation so that you can sustain a strong pose. Remember the actions we did on the other side to help you maintain and create on this side. Outer right hip is going to wrap back and underneath you, creating external rotation through your right hip. And at the same time, lifting the front of the right hip away from the top of the right thigh. We're not collapsing in to the right side of the body, okay? Now, from the center of your hips, push down into your feet, stretch through your legs. It should feel really good at this point. From the center of your hips, lift up to your side body, reach out through your fingertips. One more breath, nice deep lunge. Reverse, nice everyone. Reverse warrior, straighten your right leg. Reverse triangle, I guess. Right arm up to the sky, press through your feet, reach back through your fingertips, side bend. Triangle pose, reach your right hand forward, place your right hand down, and open your left arm up to the sky. Flex your quads, squeeze your heels together. Inner left thigh spins back. Back of the left thigh is lifted. Press firmly to the pinky toe edge of your left foot. Outer right hip wraps underneath you more. Okay, moving the right hip off of the right thigh and pulling your heart forward as you press to your feet. Get some extension here. Lean back. Lean back a lot. One more breath. All right. Good. Maria, pull your heart forward even more. Take your shoulders back a little bit more. So good. Okay, reach your left hand forward. Bend into your right knee. Place your left hand down. Turn to your left, wide-legged forward fold, please. Turn your inner thighs in. 8. Press down into your feet. Lift up into your hips. Now, options. Again, we have such a wide range of yogis here. Do what feels right for you. If you want to continue to enjoy your fold, grab your feet, pull yourself in, work the crown of your head down, or hands under shoulders, head past the fingertips, coming up into your headstand. If you're going up into your headstand, make sure your head is not between your hands, but in front of them, right? You can see all 10 of your fingers in your peripheral vision. So those jumping moves we were doing earlier are what sort of prepped us for this action, hopefully. Find that solid space within the core to anchor on, anchor into, and use it to help you create more stability, maintain with strength and knowledge. Remember what it feels like to have your core engaged. Use it here to create this shape. If you're up in your headstand, slowly start to lower it down. And if you're still in your fold, fold in just a little bit deeper. Everyone lift up to your fingertips. Pull your heart forward. Goddess pose squat, heels in, toes out. Bring your hands together at your heart, please. Lift your chest up, sitting up tall here. Elbows lifted away from the thighs. Good. D, sit up even taller, like you're sitting back into a high chair, chest up and back. Keep going even more in your chest. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Thighs wide, chest lifted, as if you were leaning back into a high back chair. Lift your chest up and tuck your tailbone. Now, press your knees wider and lift your chest higher. Reach your arms to the sky. Try to sit up as straight as you can without leaning forward. Spin your left knee down, turn forward, Anjaneyasana. Stretch up and back through your fingertips, push into your feet, Deepen your lunge. Right knee moves forward over the ankle. Reach back through your fingertips. Chest is lifted away from your right thigh. Right knee is bent and left knee is down. Lunge on the right side, facing the top of the mat. Reach up, bring your palms together, drop your thumbs to the back of your neck. Squeeze your elbows in and lift your elbows up. Now pull your elbows back, lift your chest to the sky. Press through your feet, extend your arms straight back behind you. Reach back through straight arms, inhale. Lean forward, exhale. Place the hands down. Should have been a pretty big back bend. Left hand down, right arm to the sky, side plank pose. If you want to keep your left knee down, please do so. If you want to take it into your wild thing, wild west, wild thing, reach up and over. Create the pose that serves you best. You've got 3 layers here, knee down, side plank, or wild thing. Press through your left hand. Press through your left foot, squeeze your left glute. Reach through your right fingertips as if you were gonna pick up something on the ground over your head. Your palm is turning down a little bit. One more breath here. And we'll take it back around to plank pose. Those were awesome. Nice, Aaron. Nice, Kim. Lower down, Chaturanga, please. Cobra pose, roll your shoulders back. Roll your heart forward. Good, Matt. Downward facing dog, exhale. Awesome job, my friends. In through your nose and out through your nose. Lift up to your toes. Bend your knees. You can take 3 hops to get forward. We'll come to a forward fold. One more time. 3 hops. And eventually, let's meet in our forward fold. Lift up to your fingertips. Bend your knees. Bring your butt to your heels. Come back into your toe squat. Hands can be on the ground supporting you or hands off the ground balancing. Lean back, lower your knees to the ground. There's no better or worse way. There's just your way. Create the path that serves you best. Pick your knees up. Lean forward, lower your heels down. And just the one this time. Pick your heels up, lower your knees down. Pause. Sweep your arms wide and back. Grab your heels, lift your hips, camel pose. Thighs spin back, hips reach forward, chest is lifted. Take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Slowly start to come back down to your heels, please. Very nice, my friends. And then lift your knees back up. Lower your heels down to the ground. Lower your butt down to the ground. Lie onto your backs. Let's work, since we got into our spine so much, some bridge pose. If you choose to take it up to upward facing bow, you'll have the choice. Let's start with bridge. Feet flat on the ground, arms by your side. Please lift your hips up for bridge pose. Once your hips are up, if you want to, you can interlace your fingers behind you, stretch your knuckles between your heels, and press your arms down into the ground, giving you a little more lift. Option 2, you can catch your hips with your hands. Probably means you have to lift your hips up a little bit higher, but you can let your hips rest in your hands the whole time and take a nice supported bridge. If you have blocks or anything else, you can use that as well underneath your low back for support. Press through your feet, spin your inner thighs down into the ground, down towards the ground, sorry, and then broaden the backs of your thighs, broaden your low back. Lift your outer hips up and lengthen through your back body. Lengthen your bum towards the backs of your knees. Look at all these things that we're capable of creating. So much goes into creating one shape. Lower your hips down to the ground. Our powers of creation are so expansive. We can create the smallest little detail, the most minute action, we can create these big open shapes or thoughts that lead us to all these uncharted paths and territory. The idea is that we can create, we have this power of creation. We use our knowledge to almost temper it, to guide it, to make it more intentional. Right? But as all things do, they must end as we sit here in this restful pose. Maybe we shift our focus, we forget for a moment. But as we're about to see right now, the power of remembrance feeds into that power of creation and helps us get back up, maybe even explore more, explore further. Continue to unravel your power of creation. Okay, let's take it up again. Bridge pose. Remember the actions that got you there before. All right. Shins in, thighs down, lift through your outer hips, lengthen through your back body. If you want to take it up to an upward bow, hands come right alongside your ears or shoulders. Maybe you just hold it there. You can also come up to the crown of your head, pushing up and just landing on your head, or extending your arms and legs and finding extension through the arms and the legs. Upward bow. Make sure your big toes aren't turned out, but the feet are parallel. Shins hug in, thighs spin down. Lift through your outer hips and extend out through your arms and legs, please. Hold it. Now, as we move into one more round of these, I don't want us to dissolve the pose completely. Right? I want to hold on to some of this action. So if you're up, make your way down back into a bridge pose, please. If you need to support your hips with your hands, right, do that. Hands supporting your hips, but keep your hips up as best you can, even if they're just 1 inch off the ground. We want to hold on to that shape as much as we can. We don't want to forget the shape of the back, as if we could forget it, right? But we don't want the body to forget that backbend shape just yet. Let's go. Last one. Remember how you thought in the last one. Use that to help shape this one. Maybe that means you pull back a little bit. Maybe that means you go just a little bit further. But we're using this cycle of creation to help us create with more intention. This practice specifically, it makes our practice safer, more responsible, hopefully more fun because you don't have pain or injury. Hug your shins in, spin your thighs down, lift through your hips, press through your hands and feet for 3. Nice, Aaron. Shins in, thighs down. 2. Good, Victoria. Extend through your arms, soften your face and jaw. And 1. Lower down to the ground, all the way down this time. Awesome job. Hopefully those felt really good too. We hopefully found just the right amount of movement in the back to give us that sense of freedom in these upward bows. Knees go side to side.
Pose, Steve.
Yeah, please ask. Who said that?
When you're in the bow pose, do you want your knees tight together, or is it okay if your legs splay a little apart?
Great question. So the knees are going to be about outer hip width apart, and we're holding them there. We don't want the knees to splay wide.
Right.
Right. So you're not squeezing the knee. You're not like bringing them to touch, but they're going to stay anchored more or less over the ankle. If your knees start to go wider than your ankle or falling inward, it's creating unwanted tension in your low back, to put it really simply.
Okay.
To give us the most amount of space and breath to extend, we keep the knees about outer hip width apart. It's going to be slightly different for all of us, but for most of us, we don't want the knees to go wide.
What about placing your feet wide?
If your feet are a little bit wider, then yes, your knees can be a little bit wider.
Okay.
But in my body, I'm feeling it. The wider my feet and knees are going, the less space I have to broaden my low back, which is then not letting me get as much lift.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if I can bring my feet in a little bit closer, now I can broaden my low back and lift my hips up more. But again,
Okay.
it's going to be slightly different for all of us depending on our experience and our bodies. General rule of thumb.
Okay, thank you.
Great question. All right, friends, let's turn it back around, come up into our downward facing dog, please. We're gonna finish up here with a pigeon pose on our left side. Bring your left shin forward and your right leg back. You can stay on your back if you'd like and take a reclined pigeon. And I did get a request to do a pigeon pose in class more, so here it is. I don't think they're here today, but they can catch the video online or in spirit. Tone your thighs, squeeze thighs towards the midline. Spiral your inner right thigh towards the sky, broaden your right hip. Tack your outer left hip back and underneath you a little bit more. Stretch out through your legs, stretch out through your side body, and fold it in. Just another breath or two here. You look great, everyone. Good balance, deep breaths. As we move into the next side, optional transition to take it to one more wild thing. So I walk the hands in, tuck the back toes, step the left foot all the way back behind me, and take that one last wild thing if you want it. Not necessary, just a little bit of extra credit, I guess. Even here, Siobhan, thighs spin down, hugging, spin down, instead of going wide. When you're ready, come back around, right side pigeon pose. Right shin comes forward, left leg goes back, pigeon. Take a deep breath in, stretch through your legs, and fold in. Now, beyond creating, maintaining our physical practice, we're also, in our yoga practice, responsible for our mental and spiritual practice as well. That is within your power to create as well. So we create the experience that we want. Thanks, Barry. We're creating joy. We're creating bliss. We're creating peace, satisfaction, or contentment. Right now, you are responsible, or you're capable, really, of creating the desired feeling or response to your practice. Create the feeling of strength, of empowerment, of wonder, and perseverance. Walk your hands in, and last time, if you want to take it back into your wild thing, right foot steps back behind you. Press to your feet, lift your hips, reach to your right fingertips. Just keep turning it over. Eventually, we'll come back around to seated. Your feet forward. Stretch your legs out. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, please. Wiggle your toes. You can go ahead and release the Ujjayi breath if you have it at this point. Just finding easy breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, maybe releasing some of the heat you've been building. 2 more breaths here. Soften jaw, brow, shoulders. Soften as you round and fold in. Roll down onto your backs, please. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's finish with just an easy twist. Knees over to the right side. Stretching the left side body, look over your left shoulder. Easy breath. Soften your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Cooling down the body, breathe out through the mouth a few times. Switching sides, knees over to the left. Last big pose here. Look over to your right side. Bring your knees into your chest. Grab your feet, happy baby, and we'll rock it out for 3, 2, relax and lie back, Shavasana 1. Excellent job, my friends. Again, you can create your feeling, sensation that you want attached to this experience. Joy, peace, bliss, empowerment, excitement, satisfaction. If you can, create something that's free of judgment or expectation. Maintaining it through the Shavasana. We'll start to wiggle our fingers and our toes, please. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. Take a deep breath in, stretch out your arms and your legs. Side out, let it go. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a big squeeze before rocking up to seated. My friends, awesome, awesome job today. Again, we created this practice. We created the feeling that we have right now. Even as we move beyond this practice space and you tackle new endeavors, maybe that feeling fades, maybe it dissolves and you forget. But remember, your practice is always here waiting for you. Your practice is always here to give you that space to create, to enjoy the adventure of yourself. Bring your hands together at your heart. Exhale all the way out. Inhale for Om. The light in me honors the light in you. May that light shine bright before us all. Thank you for practice, my friends. Great job today. If you have questions, comments, feedback, or requests, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts and feelings on how we can grow as a community. Stephen Arcos Yoga or Yoga Echo Park on Instagram and Facebook. You can email me, steven@stevenarcosyoga.com. And if you have the ability to give, thank you. I have a Venmo, Steven Arcos Yoga, or you can find me on paypal.me/Steven Arcos Yoga. Thanks again. So much love goes out to all of you. I appreciate you for joining in this practice. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 10 a.m., same time, same place, and stay cool out there today. Thanks, y'all.